Hello, my name is Aldo Loya, and can you tell me about something about yourself?
My name is Jan Pickholtz. I've lived in Texas since the second grade, and I've taught mathematics for 41 years.
All right. At what time were you when John F. Kennedy was assassinated?
I was in high school. It was probably we only had a 6-period day, so it was probably 5th period, which means we found out about 2:30 on a Friday period. They came over the intercom.
All right. So it was November 22nd, 1963. Was that correct?
Yes, it is.
Where you were living?
Where was I living?
Yes.
San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas.
John F. Kennedy had been in San Antonio, Texas on Wednesday. My father pulled my sister and I from high school. We went downtown to see the President of the United States in person at the Alamo.
Oh my God, that is really cool. What was your name of your high school?
Robert E. Lee High School.
Robert E. That's cool. What part of San Antonio was it?
It was Northeast Independent School District.
That's cool. Can you tell me about your feelings when you heard the news about John F. Kennedy?
When they came on the announcement and they told the students, automatically, girls mainly, started crying.
Oh my God.
Because here he had just been in San Antonio, that was one thing, but he was the president of the young people, and everybody just loved him.
In fact, he was one of the youngest presidents in history, right?
Yes.
So what was on your mind when you heard the news?
How in the world could that have happened?
No? So you didn't have anything on your mind?
That was what was on my mind. How could they have killed a president of the United States?
And then it was in Dallas.
And it was in Dallas, which is even worse.
So it was close where you were living.
Very close.
Were you had any family members in Dallas?
No.
No, not at that time?
Uh-uh.
So when did you move to Dallas?
1976.
1976, so that was 3 years.
No, 1976.
Oh, 73, so that was
13 years later.
So that was when you start teaching?
No. I started teaching in 1970.
1970. In what place?
It's really funny. Midland, Texas, and I taught at Robert E. Lee.
Oh, it was the same name as your high school?
The same name as my high school in San Antonio.
Was it a high school?
Yes, it was a high school.
What year did you talk?
I only taught from January to May because my husband was on Guam, which was an island in the Pacific. He was in the Navy. So I flew to Guam and got a job, which is working for the Department of Ed.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
That is really cool. And can you tell me something about the Vietnam War? Where were you in there? The
Vietnam War, believe it or not, I was at the very end of it. We came home of April of 73, and we went on R&R, which means rest and relaxation, to Japan. And while we were in Japan, the war ended. So I know the war ended April of 73 because it happened right before we came home. So if it wasn't March or April, right before we came home, because the newspaper came out, the war is over, while we were on R&R.
That is really cool. And let's come back to John F. Kennedy. Did you saw in news, like in the TV, the funeral, or like when you saw
Did we watch it
First
again?
Lady talking? Yes. No, when he was gonna get buried, did you saw it on TV?
Did I see it on TV? Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, because see, the thing is, I guess we had TVs in our classrooms, and so something like that they would have watched on TV.
Oh, really? Did you saw the First Lady, how he was?
Yeah, and the little boy saluting. It was so sad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then that would be sad. So, do you have any questions for me?
Why are you asking this?
Because I was curious, because my teacher told me to interview someone that was in a first-hand experience with John F. Kennedy assassination. So I came to you to tell me how was your feelings or what was on your mind when this historical event happened.
The thing that was also unique about this that you have to keep in mind, the vice president was Lyndon Johnson. Lyndon Johnson was from Texas. So here we are, we lose this man, but a man from Texas is going to take his place. That was real interesting.
And what about the guy who assassinated John F. Kennedy? Did you saw him on the news?
I saw him on the news, and I saw him being killed on the news.
Oh, really?
Because probably the first time they ever showed him, they showed him here at the Dallas courthouse. They were taking him out. I guess he had just been, what's it called, arraigned, I guess, and said, you know, you're being charged for the murder of John F. Kennedy. And they brought him out, and then Lee Harvey Oswald, no, that's not it. Jack, who is it, Ruby? Is that the guy?
Maybe.
Yeah, Jack Ruby came up and shot him right there on TV. I mean, it's like, okay, they're doing a live announcement. They're like, okay, now he's just been arraigned. Oh my God, he was just killed. You know, right in your face.
Oh
it was unbelievable.
That is really cool. So, what year was that? The same? I mean,
Same.
the
It was
year?
1963. See, he was, I don't know how much time. We could look it up, but it was days before they ever got that it was Lee Harvey Oswald. And then, all of a sudden, out of the blue, here comes Jack Ruby, I think was his name. First time he's being arraigned, and he's shot dead.
Oh, my God.
And then Ruby didn't go to trial because he had some disease. He died before he was, before he went to trial for the murder of Lee Harvey Oswald. It was very strange.
And now, as an adult and as a teacher, did any student ask you if you were like watching the John F. Kennedy die?
You know what's funny? I think you're the first.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. And now, as an adult, what do you think about that? Was it like unorganized, like about like all the interviews that they did?
What they're trying to say was it. I think they knew at the very beginning who killed him. I think they know why it was done, and I don't think the United States government will ever tell the people the truth.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you visited the place that he was killed?
Huh?
Have you visited the place?
Yes, I have, as a matter of fact. When I first came to Dallas, I drove downtown and looked at it.
You know that like 2 years ago, there was a monument, a new one. Have you visited that one?
No.
No?
No.
It's a really cool one. I have been there.
Nice.
So, what's your thoughts about it? About the new monument?
I think it's nice to honor him.
Honor him?
You know?
Mm-hmm.
People were very divided about John Kennedy, the man. But John Kennedy, the president, everybody loved him.
Yeah.
Because he was so young. And he got the young people, and when I mean young people, it's the college students to believe they could really do something about their future. And that was the beginning. His big slogan was, don't ask what I can do for you. Tell me what you can do for the country. Ask not what the country can do for you. See what you can do for the country. That was his slogan or something. And people had never, everybody's like, oh, poor me. And he said, no, help us. Don't gripe about what's going on. Help us change. And he was the first president that did that.
And I heard that, have you heard about the romance that, about an artist and he was having a romance with them? Have you heard about that?
Marilyn Monroe?
Yes.
Yes, I did hear about that. The thing is, back then, the news media was very quiet. They didn't make everything known to people. In Europe, like in London, they have always kept up with everybody's business and they put it in the newspapers forever. But the United States had respect for the job, maybe not the man, but for the job. And so secrets were kept secret. But the Secret Service knew what he did, and it came out later after he died.
Yeah. So you have any questions for me?
No, I think this is really unique, and I really appreciate you interviewing me.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.